Hey, g'day. A few of you would have seen last month I upset some people by basically telling the truth about where I get my Mookaite from. With that in mind, my mate George and I decided, right, that's it, we'll go get some more Mookaite, which is what we did. This video is about that. So I'll just show you some of the Mookaite we came back with. This is a piece here. Now, I need to stress, this is on no one's lease. This is basically a place where they used to dump Mookaite, so they'd bring it in from Mookaite Creek across the Gascoyne and then dump it out and sort through it, and basically all this stuff is just left behind. Some beautiful colours. I am wetting it so that you can see how nice the colours are. So yeah, my mate George and I went up to near Gascoyne Junction to pick up some Mookaite. While we were there, we also crossed over the Gascoyne River. It's actually more of a dried riverbed at the moment, to look for peanut wood. Now, this was my fourth attempt to find peanut wood, and at last I found some. Probably about half a dozen or so pieces, and none of them overly large, but it was great to actually find some for once. This is all peanut wood. I've made a video on peanut wood, how it forms and stuff. I'll add a link, I think it'll be up there somewhere, on how peanut wood forms and what it is. So this is all peanut wood. Not the best pieces, but yeah, I was happy to get any at all. From there we went back to the dump site to look for some brecciated Mookaite. So it's Mookaite that's been broken up and then over time remineralizes into one rock, and you can see the cracks in these. So this is one of my main goals, to go and get some brecciated Mookaite. Oh, some big chunks here. It's not, some of them aren't really that much brecciated. You can see lines running through there. But this is just some of my favorite colors, the pink and the yellow. I don't know if you can see here, there's bits of oxidation that cause rainbow effects just around here, but more on that in the video. And lastly, another piece of brecciated Mookaite, extremely brecciated Mookaite. This stuff comes up really well. You can see this bit here. This stuff comes up really well, tumble polishing. So I've got quite a bit of that too. Again, you can't just go onto people's leases, which a lot of the area up there is people's leases. You can't go up there and take it, but where we get it from, it's public land. It's, like I say, a big dump site. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. I make videos on all things rock related, from collecting to cutting and polishing, along with helpful hints. If you enjoy my videos, please consider subscribing, as well as liking, sharing and commenting to help me build my channel. Thank you. It's about 1,000 kilometres to where the Mookaite is, so about 11.5 hours drive. So what we did is we stopped overnight, camped out, and then early the next morning we went to this hill. So this is about halfway, and there's a lot of, well, to me it looks like Mookaite scattered around here, but very brecciated and broken up, but reformed into pieces, as you can see here. Polishes really well, even though it looks kind of loose in that brown bit, but no, it polishes very well. The thing is, I ended up throwing all this away because the real Mookaite was just so much better, and I've got a lot of this anyway, so that ended up getting dumped along the way. But yeah, it is a very nice rock. George kept his pieces, he'd never been here before. There he is, still collecting. So we hit the road now. This is early morning as we headed to Gascoyne Junction. Now, at Gascoyne Junction, like I said, there's a dump. This is a dump just beside the road of large pieces. There's a few large pieces, as you can see here. A beautiful coloured Mookaite, just waiting to be chipped away. Nice, eh? Over there. And these are some of the pieces that came off that large chunk. Beautiful colours, yellows, browns, purples, reds, whites. Real nice array of colours. piece shows some of the oxidation that occurs on some of the Mookaite. Beautiful, isn't it? So as well as the lumps, big chunks of Mookaite, there's these pieces that are scattered about all over the ground. So what they've done is they've used a front end loader and scooped it all into a pile, and all this has been ground into the surrounding dirt. It's just a matter of wandering around and chipping up pieces and picking up beautiful colours. Some nice purple stuff. Honestly, it's like the size of a football field. Look at that one. How nice is that? Wander around, bend over, pick up a rock. Wander another few feet, pick up another rock. That one's no good. That looks like the other half there. I think I'll leave him as well. Yeah, fantastic fun. And these are some of the pieces that I picked up just out of the ground, dug out of the ground. So these would have been in huge pieces up at Mookaite Creek, and then brought down here, broken up. And these are like the, I don't know, the offcuts, if you like, just pieces that they considered not worth picking up. Although they to me, they very much are. So after an afternoon of collecting Mookaite, we settled into the campsite up there. I think it was $15 per night, but you do get a cold shower and toilets. This is early the next morning, waking up. At this point, we were going to go look for some peanut wood, which meant crossing the Gascoyne River. As I mentioned earlier, I tried 4 times, well this is my 4th attempt, to find some peanut wood. I had found one piece before, but it was more of a fluke than anything. So we are going to cross the Gascoyne River, but it's not a river at the moment, it's basically just dry dirt. So we both had 4-wheel drives, and it was about here I realised I was still in 2-wheel drive. Now the Mitsubishi Super Select is a great system, except it won't select 4-wheel drive under load. So I'm in 2-wheel drive here, and it was just a matter of slogging through in 2-wheel drive and not stopping. If I'd stopped to select 4-wheel drive, I don't think I would have kept going. I would have got bogged. So it's just a matter of going, and see what happens. And as it turned out, yeah, I made it through. As I hit this area on the other side of the river, the car decides, yep, I'm going to go into 4-wheel drive now. A bit late. And this is what we found. I didn't have any video of us collecting the peanut wood. I was just too excited to try and find some. But these are some of the pieces that I did collect. I said half a dozen, probably more like a dozen at least I came back with. So very happy. There was also some plain petrified wood, which is what this is. And this piece here, I thought looked great. Very porous, I don't know how well it will polish, just different. And this one here, I have no idea what that is. Again, it just attracted my attention. From there we went back across the Gascoyne to the area where it's all just levelled out and Mookaite dug into the ground just to pick up some more before we left. Now, the observant people among you might notice I've got a bandage on my hand. I'll quickly explain what happened. I was hitting that large rock with a sledgehammer and a bit of the Mookaite, which fractures like glass, came back and hit the top of my hand, which actually cut the vein in my hand. And it was like a scene from Monty Python and the Holy Grail, where the Black Knight gets his arm cut off. It was just spurting out. It was unbelievable. George says, "Oh, should I film it?" And I'm thinking, well, I don't think people want to see that. So yeah, it took 5 hours, I think, before it stopped bleeding. I probably should have gone to hospital, but the closest hospital is 170 kilometres away, so ruled out that option. Toughed it out with a bandage. So this looked like a nice piece, but it's quite buried. So I decided I'd get my hammer and pull him out of the ground. Yes, I mean, it's all been ground in. And so yeah, you need a hammer to dig out some of the bigger ones. Beautiful. And this is some more of what we found buried in the car park. I call it a car park, it's just an open area of ground. Look at that, that's got dendrites running through it rather than just surface dendrites, which you get a lot of on Mookaite. So very happy to find that piece, as well as all the rest, obviously. These are my favourite colours again. Very nice. Some brecciated Mookaite. Some more of the brecciated Mookaite. So I've had a few people asking if I've got any, and well, the answer now is yes, I have. But it will be a little bit more expensive than what I normally sell because it's just getting harder to find. This is very brecciated. I've got a few pieces of that. From there, we camped out again for the night with the cold showers and woke up early the next morning. This is the sunrise. I went back to Carnarvon. Now in Carnarvon, there's a place by the side of the road and they have all these cactus. As far as I know, it's just someone's house with all these cacti. Cacti, I think you'd call them, everywhere. Lots of them. So George and I stopped by there. The main reason was, when I was here a few years ago, he had some big chunks of like peanut wood and Mookaite and Princestone laying around with a cactus, like I'm talking about, you know, the size of boulders, not rocks. But they've been moved. I don't know to where. Bit of a pity. I was hoping to show George. So we just looked at cactuses and cacti instead. So from there we hit the road again to head further north, up past the Tropic of Capricorn. So, and the scenery changes up here. You get these huge anthills or termite mounds, I guess you'd call them, and hills like this. So I was interested in this hill. I was wondering what it looked like from above. So we sent the drone up. Makes you wonder how many nice rocks would be hidden in that hill. And these hills everywhere, there's hundreds of them, all over the place. Sort of weathered down on the edges. I guess if you felt like taking a hike up there, you'd be able to see what there was, but just really nice place, really nice scenery. Red dirt as far as you can see. Hard to get out of the car too. I know George has washed his car since he got back, but I've left mine. It looks horrible. It's just so hard. It gets into all the little creases and areas of the car. At this point, we headed further north to find some more rocks. This will be another video, or maybe 2 videos, depending on how it edits. And they'll be coming up in the next few weeks. So I hope you've enjoyed this one. And if you have and you haven't subscribed, please consider doing so. Also share if you think you'd have like-minded friends who would enjoy this. Till next time, see ya.